Oh, ooh. What's up, y'all? What's up? What's up? What's up? Man, it is another Saturday morning, and we back at it again. Episode 271. Oh, sorry. 271. All right. Felt like I'm over there overseas in France doing a little messed up seven fingers like I'm from Inglorious Bastards. Anyway, enough about movies. Let's get to sports. Now, what we talking about this week? We got more QB carousel news. These QBs just can't make up their mind where they want to play. Aaron Rodgers, Derek Carr. We're gonna get to all of it. Nate McMillan fired. Huh. We'll talk about it. Another college athlete involved in a fatal shooting. Another college coach with his foot in his mouth. We definitely gonna get that. Dominique versus JJ Redick. Of all the battles we have in sports, whoever thought that would be one? Trey Young needs another talk from his boy Red. It's time to give him one. Baseball rules, are they helpful or harmful to the game? We'll get into that. More topics. Rev Night Nation, Red, Coach, and Rev and our money. We're not sure, but who knows? Anyway, episode 271. Let's get started.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Red and Rev Sports Show. Red and Coach disappeared, but he's back. They're coming to you live from the ATL show. While Armani's giving you real sports talk from Virginia, and I am in Bmore, Baltimore, where the CIAA championship is taking place this weekend. We come to give you real sports talk because we are real sports fans who are real sports athletes who have what, gentlemen? Real sports knowledge. So hang out with your boys Red Rev, Coach, and Armani for episode 271. And as is our sports custom, we'll see Coach give us something or someone related to these three digits, 2, 7, and 1. What you got for us, Coach?
We got a guy. Good morning, first of all, everybody. With a tackle, and always the big guys get the big numbers. Who played for the Seattle Seahawks? He is one of their best players. He's in the Hall of Fame, 2-time All-Pro. He's in the Hall of Fame. He's in the Ring of Honor. And I don't know if you remember, but he anchored that right side. His name is Walter Jones for the Seattle Seahawks.
Brother Walter Jones. We remember him. He was during our lifetime. We appreciate that, Coach.
Try to keep
Thank you so much.
Saw him last week on TV.
Your fine is coming.
Brother Walter Jones. We appreciate that. Thank you so much, Coach. Hopefully everybody's doing all right. Glad to be back with you all this week as I was watching you all last week. Had to work on Coach's hosting skills, but we'll talk about that another day. Let's welcome Reverend Night Nation.
Better not let Jerome hear that comment.
Let's welcome Reverend Night Nation. The VP is in the building. He's ready to slam down the gavel to begin another fire session of the Red and Rev Sports Show. Let's go, no doubt. The president is here as the VP has slammed the gavel. We're ready to rip. Meanwhile, bare naked, flaming sword tossing in Dothan, Alabama. All right, so the president and the vice president are representing Reverend Night Nation. I don't know where the rest of the crew might be, but hopefully they'll check in and chime in a little bit later. This show might be a little bit abbreviated because we have some schedules to attend to, but nevertheless, we're going to make it a full show. What's up to our brother Joe Black in Jacksonville, Virginia? Let's get right into it, gentlemen. No need to play around with this thing. Let's go to our dope, nope, and cope segment of the show. Let's see, Coach, what are you doping on?
My dope moment is going to one Angel Reese for LSU. She was the star player of LSU. And after being severely, and I did say severely humbled by South Carolina, she has rebounded nicely and it had 2 or 3 double-digit rebounds and scoring, and she put herself right back in the talk for Player of the Year with Aaliyah Boston. She has slid down, but she's back. So I give it to Angel Reese, LSU forward.
Oh yeah. All right, Red. What are you doping on?
I'm doping on the game last night. That Clippers game and that Sacramento game, man, that was probably one of the best games we ever seen. High points, 3-point shooting. That was a definitely game that represents what the NBA game is all about today. No defense and a lot of 3-point shooting. So dope to Sacramento and the Clippers for giving us getting the NBA weekend and second half of the NBA season started off right. 176, 175. That's a game right there. So dope to the Sacramento and Clippers for giving us one big game, and dope to Sacramento for winning.
Excellent, absolutely excellent.
Armani, the dope is on you.
All right. What's going on? My dope moment goes to one new Washington Commanders offensive coordinator, Eric Bieniemy, responding to the comments of what LeSean McCoy, his opinions of what he had to say, and Coach handled it perfectly. Well said. You didn't do too much, Coach. You handled it with class. Hey, he respects what LeSean had to say, but hey, he's worried about what he has to do in Washington to get that offense back and up in sync. I believe in you, Coach Eric Bieniemy. I do. Keep doing your thing. That was the right thing to say and the right thing to do.
All right, we will not play any comments because that's a prime example of what happens when somebody doesn't come to the pregame meeting.
I was working. It's
your job to know what the topics are for today. So we'll move forward on. And Armani, thank you for getting us a preview for what will take place later on in the show. I am doping on one Klay Thompson dropping 12 3-pointers, record for the Golden State Warriors on yesterday. He went 3-point wild against, be it the Houston Rockets, but they still are an NBA team, and he helped me in my fantasy matchup this week because he's on my fantasy team. So big ups to you, Klay Thompson. And I was surprised he was doing it off the dribble, too. I had not seen that Klay Thompson before. Normally he's coming off picks, shooting threes or wide open threes, but Joker got about 3 or 4 of them off the dribble. So if that Klay Thompson continues, he's going to be dangerous. So, Klay, you get my dope moment for this week.
Oh, yeah.
All righty. Red.
Yes, sir. What am I noping on? I'm noping on one Malik Beasley. Dude, why did Coach Ham have to tell you to keep shooting? You are a shooter. You know why my Lakers brought you over there. We brought you over here to shoot the ball. Now, I like what Coach Ham said to him. Boy, don't turn down those shots. Don't turn down nothing but your collar. I love it, Coach Ham and Beasley. Boy, you better keep shooting. You see what happened when you do it. Love it. Love it, Beasley. But nope, the fact that Coach Ham had to remind you to keep shooting. That's what we brought you over there for. We need your scoring. The ball get in your hand. Shoot, Malik. Thank you.
All right, Amani, do I need to go through the topics for you?
Yeah, I don't know now. You might need to. Shoot.
Nate McMillan was fired. We got Russell Westbrook coming, Brandon Miller coming, Dominique versus JJ coming, baseball coming, quarterback carousel coming, Shady McCoy, Eric Bieniemy, which you already touched. Don't worry about touching Russell Wilson and Pete Carroll. All right. Anything else is on the tape? What you got? What you know?
All right. I'm gonna nope on the Los Angeles Rams. Why? I don't know why you guys are trying to trade your best pieces on defensive way. Ramsey wants to be gone. Y'all just parted away with Bobby Wagner. Look, I get it. You guys just came off a Super Bowl run 2 years ago, man. But just to dismantle the defense like that, that's just not smart. You know, Matthew Stafford will be bad next year. Kupp will be bad next year. Who's to say that y'all can't keep going with what y'all got? So I don't agree with that move. I'm gonna nope on the Los Angeles Rams.
Oh, come
All right. I am going to nope on last week's All-Star game.
Oh,
That is just terrible basketball. It is a slap in the face to those of us who grew up on a real NBA All-Star game that used to come on Sunday afternoons at 3 o'clock on CBS, where the players made great plays, not because people let them. They just showed their greatness because they could flat out create plays, do great plays, dunk on people, go by people, score on people, because that's just how great they were. So this video game, All-Star basketball, is just not appealing to me. Maybe it is to the new generation, but definitely not to me. So I know I sound like the old man on at the house who says, get off my lawn. I'll be that dude for this week, because that NBA All-Star game is just straight up trash for most of the game until they try to decide to play for a little bit at the end of the fourth quarter. You want to know how much I watched the All-Star game last week? I watched 0 minutes because I was on a plane heading to Orlando and had no desire to come. So all I needed to watch was ESPN, and I saw the All-Star game. That's all it's become, ESPN highlights. So I'm done.
You've got to be kidding.
All right, Coach, what are you noping on?
Well, in an indirect way, I'm noping on the San Antonio Spurs. Word is that Victor Wembanyama was seen at a game trying on a jersey, trying to see how it fits, and making sure he gets ready to. He can't legally practice with him now, but he might as well, because the Spurs have lost 15 straight games. 15 straight. Under Greg Popovich, I know they don't have the players, but Pop don't lose that many games in a row. So I smell a tanking going on possibly, but no note goes to the San Antonio Spurs.
All right, Armani, go to our coach session.
Okay. Man, it wasn't really much to cope about this week. I'm gonna cope with Matt Nagy coming back to the Chiefs as the offensive coordinator. And I'm coping with this because I bet that Matt Nagy is probably gonna be there for maybe a year or two, and he'll be a head coach again, and he doesn't probably need to be. But yeah, it's just I have with Andy Reid calling the players, I'm sure to be fine, but Matt Nagy, you could have brought up a younger dude in that franchise to come up and call plays. Man, Matt Nagy has proved that he is not the best offensive coordinator or the greatest head coach. So I'm gonna go ahead and cope with that one.
Armani, you giving sleepy takes today.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I had a rough morning. I had a rough morning. My bad.
Not just today.
It's showing, brother. It's showing. The VP, he needs a replacement.
Yeah, I might need to go back to the Rev Night Nation crew with these takes, man.
Armani, that's all right. You just got off work. You hadn't had a chance to settle down.
No, man. I mean, you cover that back Nagy, man. I got you. All right, man. I don't know where I want to go after that one.
Go to sleep. You want to go to sleep, don't you?
Well, I'm hoping on the fact that the XFL is getting all this hype after 1 week. Excited play, but about a week 5 or week 6, folk are not going to be as excited anymore. And it's just going to be like nobody's even playing football anymore. But great week 1, but I already am waiting for week 5, where nobody's going to care nothing about the XFL, even if The Rock is running it. I hope they prove me wrong, because they've been trying this secondary football for quite some time. The USFL is coming with their league later on down the line. But, prove me wrong, XFL, but you won't be much of a conversational piece in about 4 more weeks. So I'm sorry, but I'm not.
Rev, hey, you check out those ratings. They may not last 3 or 4 more weeks.
So most people who were watching it were just people on Facebook did. Who were just
maybe people just flipping the channel and their remote control broke when it landed on the XFL channel. And they couldn't change it.
All right, Coach. What you coping on, man?
And I know everybody don't like them, but I'm coping with uh the WNBA again. I guess I'm their lone supporter. Chanel Gumake signed back with Los Angeles for the league minimum. No, her sister signed for the league minimum $185,000, and the league minimum in the NBA is $2 million. So WNBA, once again, until you make a big splash by doing something, I don't know what it is, and really, I don't know what it can be, but you're just gonna have to cope with being. Matter of fact, y'all might be fighting the XFL for rating. So WNBA, you better do some. Oh, Brittany Griner back, so I guess that'll help. I don't know.
Rev, what are you coping on?
Okay, man. Let me bring a little spice to it. I'm coping with the fact that the NBA diversity pool is just rising and rising up. The NBA was right. They do lead sports in diversity because their best dunker is white. Matt McClung, great job winning the dunk contest last week. Came out of nowhere. And their best shooter is black. Dame Lillard. Great job winning the three-point contest last week. Probably the best thing about All-Star Weekend is All-Star Saturday night. Like Rev said, Sunday's All-Star game ain't worth nothing. The Celebrity Friday night All-Star game is getting kind of watered down because ain't nobody in the game that you recognize. The Rising Stars game is okay, but NBA All-Star Saturday night is the best thing about All-Star Weekend. And the fact that a white guy won a dunk contest and the black guys shooting just keep getting better and better. Hey, the NBA is turning around. We're going to have a discussion on it later about the physicality, but the world has to cope with lots and lots of changes, lots and lots of stereotypical changes in the NBA. So I think that's good. Good for diversity.
The glass is shattering in the NFL. Yeah. Let's see what Revenite Nation has to say. Lieutenant Sonar, get ready. They might be coming for you. So just, I don't know. I don't know. Just get ready, man. Brace yourself. Let's see. The VP is doping on Kings Clippers, second highest scoring game in NBA history. Absolutely no defense. He's doping on Brandon Miller, running through our defenseless lane for 41 points as his Gamecocks pushed number 2 Alabama to the brink. And OT but came up short. Yeah, that was a good game. Joe Black doping on Mac McClung having a great dunk contest, that's for sure. What's up, Jerome Case? Good morning to you. The president is doping on Ricky Stenhouse. Wins the Daytona 500 NASCAR. God bless you. What's going on, Brother Winston? Glad to have you.
What's up, Winston?
Is noping on dear UGA football players. Now is not the time to get into legal trouble by making stupid decisions.
Oh, man. What happened?
That's news to me right there.
Trouble.
What?
A linebacker got in trouble.
Was he like a starter?
No.
Probably bench player. Okay, French.
Okay. All right, I feel better.
All right, cool. Tomorrow is senior day for our women's basketball team. Very first number 1 recruiting class of 2019. Aaliyah Boston, Bria Beal, Zia Cook, Olivia Thompson, and Leticia Amahir. We nickname her LA for short. Yeah, I can't get that last name. What a record these ladies have amassed. Hopefully repeating as natty champs for the cherry on top. No doubt, man. That's actually a dope, but I can understand why you're coping because you're in Columbia, South Carolina. They've had a great run. Dawn Staley's done a phenomenal job. The president coping on Caldwell giving up on trying to be a head coach in the NFL. It's almost like he got no chance because they're recycling guys like Josh McDaniels before they give Caldwell, who was a successful coach, a chance. So it is what it is. Joe Black, Amani, the Rams are over the cap. They go to cut and trade some players before the league year starts. You straight with Monty?
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay. Back then, the NBA All-Star Game was a sense of pride between the two divisions. Facts. Good point, VP. Cope. Watching NBA All-Star Game is akin to watching a WNBA.
God, no.
Black whipping on Daniel Jones, thinking he deserves $45 million for minimum. Sure.
Yeah, that's crazy.
The VP said, Lieutenant, so now you get a pass. He shoot down these Chinese.
They gave you that task, man. Oh man.
Can The Rock smell the money he's about to lose? That's for the press.
He gonna have to do a couple of more Fast and Furious movies.
Dwayne Johnson, his ex-wife, are grasping at straws trying to make this XFL happen. If you smell what you ain't cooking. Sean Payton hiring Davis Webb to be Russ QB coach. He's coping on that. We not being accepted, WNBA.
Yeah.
Miss Brickus, what's going on? Those women.
How you doing, Miss Dana?
Go overseas for that moolah coach. It is what it is, WNBA, and their marketing problem after 2 decades. Wow. Jerome Case, doping on NBA.
I know what it is.
Lockhart, heard around the world. I guess that's the block against
against Ja Morant. That was a good one.
Yeah, it was. Noping the light-skinned struggles of the Hawks. Hoping the XFL's good start. We'll see how it all finishes. The logos are trash. The president's coping on trade. DeBarge is not a leader. Vincent Wood of Dope and Cope on that 2019 clash. You're right, Rev. Double note. DeBarge continues to ruin the Hawks organization. We're going to get into that. Mm-hmm. And it was Jamin Dumas Johnson, second on the team for tackles. Reckless driving and street racing. My goodness, that's terrible. She said, I'm hanging, Red. Hey, Coach Rev and Amani. Keep on hanging, Sister Brickers. Keep on doing what you do. Red and Rev asked if the UGA player was a starter bench player and get that jail time. No cares. Okay. All right. Here we go, man. Let's get right into it. The people have spoken. Nate McMillan fired. Let's go back to old school Red and Rev. Fair or foul? Fair or foul, or if you're somewhere in the middle, foul.
After foul.
We're going to let Amani wake up a little bit more, so we'll come to him last. Red, you're a diehard. Well, you got double diehard spirit with Lakers and Hawks, so we'll give you credit for your half of the diehard spirit with the Hawks. Is this fair or foul? Nate McMillan fired.
Man, this is kind of tough because I started out slurping the mess out of Nate when he first started out, so this is kind of bittersweet to me, man. It kind of hurt my heart a little bit that I was kind of wrong on the guy, because I'm honestly gonna have to say it's kind of fair, a little foul, but more so fair because honestly, the team just wasn't winning. They weren't winning. They weren't getting better, and the performances you saw on the court just lackluster, just completely deteriorated in the last moments of the game. Fourth quarter energy, fourth quarter performances just sometimes non-existent. From where we started out with Uncle Nate 2 years ago to where it ended now, I, for one, am just completely surprised. I mean, the way these guys started out with the energy and the passion they had playing for Uncle Nate, I mean, I honestly thought that the Hawks had found the right guy and Trey had found the right guy for him, because you would have never thought watching the team 2 years ago that this is where we'd be 2.5 years later. Just never thought that. I mean, from the run they made to the Eastern Conference Finals, to where it is now, it's just so much has gone wrong. Where do I begin? I mean, from Trae Young out here getting the big head to John, to the inconsistencies of John Collins and DeAndre Hunter, to unexpected injuries, to front office shakeups, to on-court performances, to the stuff that's going on with the team affecting the on-court performances, to the beef between Trey and Nate. I mean, the moment Trey left that arena and went home, and they had that little beef, I knew that was kind of the beginning of the end. You don't really hear too much things like that to where a player leaving the arena. I'm gonna get on that a little bit later, but as far as the situation with Nate, I know, so I hear Thomas saying foul. But Thomas, I mean, if they're not playing for the guy, if you see how the team is performing down the stretch, the way we perform right before the All-Star break ended, I can't say it's foul because they really weren't playing for the guy. I have to say it's fair. I mean, fair that if you see the team is losing, the team is not getting better, the team is completely deteriorating before your eyes, you can't say it's foul that they got rid of the coach because obviously it's some kind of distinction. Sorry, coach, we're trying to use these big words. Some kind of tension is going on in that locker room to where these performances are showcasing out there on the court. So, no, I can't say it's foul. I can give you a little foul because we thought you probably want to say Nate's old school ways will probably help these guys down the future and, as their career goes on. But you got folks like John Collins and Clint Capella coming out saying that Nate's style wasn't probably cohesive for this team. You got Trey not even making a statement until yesterday when he had to make a statement because he had to be at the arena for a game. Seems like the only guy that had an issue with Nate being gone is DeJounte Murray, who some people say is the real leader of the team. So I'm not going to say it's foul by itself. If you want to say foul for some of the things I mentioned, but mostly lean into fair because just from what we've been witnessing, Nate has completely lost this team. So fair.
So you went from foul to fair.
There's so much went on with this team, Rev, in the last 2 years but eventually I landed on fair because he lost the team.
All right,
and
Coach.
when you lose the team, sorry.
Coach, fair or foul?
Oh, man, I ain't got a whole lot to say because it's foul. Y'all wasn't doing all that talking when y'all in the Eastern Conference Finals. Wasn't talking about, his old school ways are no good, all this and that. It looked like it worked then. And Nate, I think he had a record of 98, 96, and 80. That should be enough to keep your job, but for the new school basketball players, I guess, John Collins, if I was you, I'd act like that dude from Scream chasing me, and I'd be quiet in the corner because you really don't have any value. But hey, you feel like you want to try to throw some shade on it, you'll be gone next. That's all I got to say.
Armani.
I'm going to say foul. I mean, everybody's kind of dancing around what the real issue is, and that's Trae Young. I mean, don't get me wrong. He is a great talent, but his talent doesn't, oversee that the team is having issues, and it's mainly because of him and not Nate. I mean, like Coach was saying, nobody was saying anything when they were in the Eastern Conference Finals. But now that sometimes that Trae Young ain't getting his way, now it's all kind of like coming down. So, I mean, to fire the coach, what is that going to do if Trae still acting the way he wants to act? I mean, as a young player in the NBA, like you don't have the leverage. I'm sorry, Trae. You are tradable, very tradable. Your talent doesn't supersede that. You're tradable at any given moment. So it was foul to fire a coach. And honestly, if they can't get it right, blow it up. Blow it up. Trade away. I mean, it's just that time. It'll be that time.
I'm going to have to agree with Coach and Armani. It was foul. I mean, let's think about what changed. What changed between when Nate became the head coach and when he was fired was Trae's ego. That's what changed. Mm-hmm. Nate actually helped put Trae on the map by coaching the team to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yep.
So now all of a sudden, 2 years later, he lost the team he can't coach. He lost Trae Young. That's who he lost because Trae started believing the press. And Trae thinks he's actually better than what he really is.
Yep.
And they are setting a bad precedent for the team, letting this little Trae DeBarge set the tone for the team where you got coaches that are going to be coming in on pins and needles for a guy who's not even a difference maker in terms of them winning a championship. The Hawks probably, if everybody is healthy, will not win a championship with Trae Young being the lead guy. Let's be honest about it. It's very rare that a guard leads a team. The only person who's really done it is Isaiah Thomas in my lifetime. And Trae Young don't have the heart, the defensive tenacity that Isaiah Thomas has. He doesn't have the leadership that Isaiah Thomas has. So we're not going to win a championship in Atlanta with Trae Young being the lead guy. So it's definitely foul. And, you know, they're trying to get Quinn Snyder. I guess he's a player coach, but we'll see what happens. But somebody needs to check Trae Young because they're creating a monster. Let's see. Somebody said that's incorrect. It was deep in the net. Nate had his faults. Trae had his faults. Isaiah Thomas and Steph Curry have last team.
Okay. Lead teams, dude. Y'all gonna try to read what you're saying before you hit send. Y'all gonna make me go Coach Herman Edwards on you.
I mean, Steph Curry, yeah. Steph Curry's a lead guard. Okay. All right. We'll give you that one. But Isaiah Thomas is a lot, I think he's shorter than Isaiah. But anyway, Trae Young is not either one of them. Let's go there. How about that?
Nope.
Trae Young is not either Steph Curry, nor is he Isaiah Thomas. So he's not going to lead the Hawks to any championship. Mm-hmm. But anyway, all right, Red, well, I'll give you the closing word. You've heard Coach, you've heard Amani and myself. You still landing on fair.
Yeah, because like you say, if he lost Trae and lost the team, that's it for Nate. So I mean, yeah, it was foul how the team changed after they got to the Eastern Conference Final, how Trae's ego changed, how the team completely got the big head and changed around. Nate, I agree with you guys on that part, but I'm saying if that's the reality of the situation, and they're no longer playing like they were playing for you 2 years ago, then yeah, as somebody in the front office, I need to make a change because I still can salvage this season. But now if I keep Nate, what he said, Red was looking for if I keep Nate around and we keep playing the same way we playing going forward, then you're right. We definitely not gonna make the playoffs. But if I can try to make a change and see if I can get some type of spark for the team, then maybe it's salvageable. But I mean, you guys made some points. Look, I guess I can go and get into my little spark then. What you guys said about Trae is absolutely correct. I mean, I thought y'all were gonna go ahead and give him my warning for me. You guys can if you want to, but technically, what you guys said about Trae Young is right. That is the reason Nate is gone, because of Trae Young's ego. Trae Young got the big head, and his big head just completely took over the entire team. Whereas you got players that maybe were upset at Trae, or maybe it was players that were following Trae's big head, following Trae's ego. I mean, John Collins, what the world was you talking about the other day? Talking about we're too young of, I don't know if we're just too young of a team, and maybe Nate was the right coach. Who are you to decide what type of coach you need? Like you some type of winning ball player or something. You don't know what type of coach you need, you moron. Shut up, John Collins. Like Coach said, you're going to be the next one out the door in the first place. So just shut up talking about what you need. What we need, John Collins, is for you to play on a more consistent basis. That's what we need as fans, okay? So fuck what you need. How about you give us what we need as fans? And as far as for you, Trae Young, homeboy, I hope you know Quinn Snyder better be your last freaking coach, man, because you already on fire. 2 coaches. You got rid of Lawrence Smith because he said he wouldn't kiss your butt. And now Nate come in, and because he wouldn't kiss your butt, you got rid of him too. And then you at the press conference yesterday, not giving any type of answers whatsoever. If I was a reporter at that press conference, I would have been completely pissed, okay? Completely pissed. You're not giving me anything saying, well, people are going to say what they have to say. People are going to say what they have to say. People are going to say what they need to say. They need to get on your behind, man. They need to be running your butt out of town. They need to be on your butt. Just like when you was at the press conference, when you left the arena and you came back the next day and that reporter was all up in your face, which he should have been, and you were like, oh man, you all on me. You on me high. He should be on you, you little punk, okay? Like everybody just said, dude, you are not a leader of this team. You are not a leader, and nobody in their right mind should follow you. You are defensive liability, and the only reason that's saving your butt is because you can score the ball and you can assist. But you are one little diva, DeBarge looking punk that ain't no good for my Hawks right now. You have took everything that you built up 2 years ago and completely destroyed it right now. I don't trust you. I don't trust you at all. I don't like listening to you, and I don't like hearing about you, okay? And I'm going to tell you what. If you don't get this team to the playoffs, if this next coach do not work, you're going to be the one I want out of town. You're going to be the one that's going to be out of town. And we all know how this going to play out, Rev. We all know how this going to play out. Trey will make all these coaching demands, get these coaches fired. And when the crap don't work out, when it don't work out for him, he'll make a trade demand. He'll make a trade demand, and then all of the Hawks supposed to be sitting here looking with egg in their mouth and egg all over their face because they sat there and believed in him and followed his wishes. And look where the Hawks gonna be in the next few years if he don't get this together. So Trae Young, I'm warning you, dude. You want to lose the respect. You already lost the respect of the NBA players and coaches. That's why your little butt one voted in the All-Star game. And these little delusional Hawks fans defending you and taking up for you. What are you guys defending? What are you taking up for? Because he made the Eastern Conference Finals 2 years ago. That's supposed to buy him some leverage. Leverage for what? That ain't going to give him forever leverage. Please. You're not going to ride that little Eastern Conference Finals appearance into retirement, okay? I'm sorry. He's not going to be the next Matt Ryan in town. We're not going to say, oh, because he got to the Super Bowl. Oh, because he won MVP. We supposed to what? Let him get away with playing bad? Let him get away with ruining the team? Let him get away with not being a leader? Bump that, okay? Bump that and bump him, okay? So I'm warning you, Trey, you better get this team to the playoffs. Because if you think I'm dogging your butt out now, you ain't heard nothing yet, partner, okay? Get the team to the playoffs, win, and that's all I got to say. I'm not defending you. I'm not having any faith in you. And these delusional Hawk fans, I hope you don't break their heart in the future because I will be one sitting here laughing all in their face saying, I told you so. Done.
All right.
And the Red and Red Sports Baptist Pentecostal Episcopal Lutheran Church said, amen. Amen. All right.
Yeah, I had to get a fast song.
Hey, man, what's the definition of insanity? Keep doing the same thing
over and over again. Yeah, we'll see. All right, man. So we've exhausted that conversation, and this is the most we've talked about the Hawks in a long, long, long time. So we'll see what happens, and we'll move forward. All right, let's move on to Coach's favorite player in the NBA. He signed with the Clippers.
We really gonna waste our time.
He signs with the Clippers. They come up a little short in Russell Westbrook's debut on last night. He starts at point guard. Coach, I need you to tell me, was your boy Russ signing with the Clippers good move or bad move? Holla at us.
Right now, it's in the middle. You didn't win that game. Wait, I'm sorry.
Well, we ain't talking about right now, Coach. We talking about predicting the future. That's why we on the show. Good move or bad move?
I'm going to say good because if you notice how they were running that court, and Kawhi Leonard had one of his best games last night. You know, Mr. Load Management always sitting down and watching, but he had one of his best games. They had 40 points. Russ was getting him that ball. He know what's going on. So, hey. It's just a start or something. They didn't lose any ground last night in that marathon or non-defense, whatever you want to call it. So it looked like it's going to work out for them.
So Coach says good move. Armani, let's go to you. You seem like you got your A game ready for us on this topic. You got your head moving. Good move or bad move? Russ signs with the Clippers. What you got, Armani?
Again, the same thing over and over again. Different teams, same Russell Westbrook. I mean, I don't know why we keep harping on this guy like he's gonna win a championship, like he's gonna take a team to a championship. No. At this point in Russell's career, he is what he is. We need to accept him for what he is. All right. Again, he's not that guy. And I think Kawhi, I'll say this, they'll get to the playoffs because of Kawhi. If he stays healthy, but I mean to say that, but they're not going to go far. We all know how this ends. It ends like it's going to end with every other team that Russell Westbrook has been with. Same thing over and over again. Why we keep expecting different results?
So you say bad move.
Bad move.
Never said it.
Bad move.
All right. Good move, bad move. Red.
I would have to say it's a good move for my Lakers. Shoot, maybe a bad move for my Clippers, though. But definitely a good move for us because I ain't got to deal with it no more. Them 7 turnovers last night, better for the Clippers than for my Lakers. But honestly, Rev, if it helped my Lakers rise up in the standings, it's a good move. If it don't help us get nowhere, it's a move I don't even care about. But as long as Russ is gone, I'm all right.
All right. I'm actually say it's a bad move. And the reason why I say this is because I'm comparing who the Clippers had versus who they added in terms of the point guard position. Reggie Jackson is more suited to be with the Clippers more so than Russell Westbrook because Reggie Jackson is not the greatest shooter, but he's a better shooter than Russ. Russ is very ball dominant. Kawhi Leonard gets most of his points off handling the ball himself. So it's not like he's a spot-up shooter. Paul George gets a lot of his points creating his own shot. So I don't understand why they would really want Russ to the degree that they wanted him, especially since Russ is a person that is ball dominant as well. So I don't know if the Clippers really helped themselves because when you're playing with somebody like Kawhi who can create his own shot, George who can create his own shot, where they both command double teams from time to time, you want to surround your perimeter with guys who can shoot.
Yep.
And Russ is not a consistent shooter. So I don't know why they would push for Russ. And I guess the reason why I could see Russ getting this move is I think Paul George is feeling some level of guilt.
Yep.
How he left them high and dry in Oklahoma. So that's why
he's the main one that wanted him.
That's why he wanted to go hard for Russ when Russ is like going down in the NBA tubes. So let me try to salvage how I left him high and dry in Oklahoma City by saying I want to rock with him now in LA, especially when he's hit kind of like rock bottom from an NBA standpoint. It just doesn't make sense to me. If Russ could shoot, makes all the sense in the world. But Russ is inconsistent shooter, not reliable from the three-point line. So it just made absolutely no sense to me. But I get it from a guilt perspective with Paul George. So Coach, we said what we said. Would you agree if somebody said Russ is not the best fit for the Clippers?
Well, looking at what they had, how many of those guys that they had before him had 14 double digits in assists? He getting the ball to the people. Well, they make it or not, that's a different story, but he getting it to the people. And then when people always want to harp on turnovers, I always look at the top 5 NBA players in turnovers, and all of them are Hall of Famers or future Hall of Famers. So naturally, if you handle the ball more, you're going to have more turnovers, naturally.
So, Coach, let me ask you this question. You talked about him averaging double-digit in assists. When has he done it in a meaningful season lately?
Well, hey, he's only one man. He can't do it all himself. I don't know nobody who could do it all themselves.
So the point I'm making is his assist making the difference between teams doing great things when he's on their team. Because it's kind of like empty calories, an empty stat to say he averages 10 assists, but his assists don't really influence the team winning on a great scale. So is that really an attribute that's going to help the Clippers?
I mean, I can go back to the Washington Wizards, a team that didn't have a chance of making the playoffs. He goes there. They got 8 players pretty much because of COVID, and he's there. He gets them to the playoffs. Now, they don't do nothing. They win the first round, so that's it. But, hey, he does what he can. He can't do it all. You got to have help. And he had Paul George when he was with Paul George. Paul George had an MVP season when he was with Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant had an MVP season. So, obviously, he's helping in some way.
When did Paul George win the MVP?
We gotta stop. Hey, look, listen, we gotta stop sugarcoating this. I'm tired of this. Okay, we really gotta stop sugarcoating this. He's not that guy. I'm tired of this. He is not that guy. Why do we keep sugarcoating it? He can't shoot, high turnovers, going from team to team. He didn't play with the best player in the NBA. He got him. Oh, he can't do it. Didn't want him. Bye. I mean, he's not that guy.
Play with Durant and LeBron.
Play with Durant and LeBron. Can't do it. He's not that guy.
Hold on, Coach. Jerome says Russ is the celery that comes with hot wings. Empty calories that are cool, but not really. All right, Coach, go ahead.
Armani, would you say the same thing about Chris Paul?
Yes.
Would you say the same thing about Iverson?
Yes. If Allen Iverson never got a chance to play with the best player in the NBA besides himself.
Okay. See, because people always.
So I'm gonna ask you something, Coach. Let me ask you something. Can Russell Westbrook take that team Allen Iverson had to the NBA Finals back then?
He probably couldn't.
Oh, I know. All right, cool.
Now you don't know. Now don't just say you automatically know, because when he first started,
who's the better shooter? Who's the better shooter?
Don't say you don't know.
Who's the better shooter, Coach? Who's the better shooter?
So he would have had to average like 40 a game with that Sixers team in 2001. You think Westbrook averaging 40 a game?
No, he can't shoot that good. Allen Iverson no, it's not even a comparable.
Well, I must interject, man. I kind of struggle with Coach compares Russ to CP3. I really struggle with that because CP3, though he has not won a championship, he has been a player that has uplifted his teams wherever he's gone.
Okay.
I mean,
I'm gonna go.
We could just hold on, Coach. Hold on. We could just go to the team where Russ made his mark, Oklahoma City.
Mm-hmm.
We can go there. They got rid of Russ. They got CP3. People thought they were going to trade him. They messed around and were like the 4th, 5th seed in the bubble.
Yeah.
And because they lost, they were winning when they were expected to lose. They had to get Chris Paul up out of there because he was messing up their future plans. So we could go straight to the team that Russ left. They got rid of Russ, traded CP3 and Russ for one another. Oklahoma City almost did just as good as the Houston Rockets did when Russ went to the Rockets. And then he uplifted the Suns. They didn't sniff the NBA championship until he got there. I mean, come on. If he didn't get hurt when he was in Houston, that team with him and James Harden was about to beat Golden State with Kevin Durant.
They was. Yeah.
So I don't understand how you keep putting CP3 in the same sentence with Russ, man. It's kind of disrespectful, in my opinion.
Coach, I understand.
When I
Coach.
say it, go ahead.
Coach, I understand. I just don't understand. Look, I understand you love Westbrook, but why can't you see that it's just like, I mean, he's losing a step, and it might be time. I'm saying, back in the day, when I want to say his best year, back in the day when he got OKC to the finals, and he had James Harden and Kevin Durant. I'll even say his MVP season when he averaged a triple-double and got that team to the playoffs. All right, fine. He's definitely had his moments in the NBA. But when you constantly see teams try, like my Lakers were trying to get rid of him because they saw that he wasn't fitting. And they said, a lot of people saying that maybe he was costing us games or his play was leading to a lot of games that we weren't winning. I don't understand why you were defending that. Why you just can't say, okay, my boy's losing a step. I mean, maybe he can't help a team win like he could back in the day. Maybe he needs to be just a piece instead of that main part. But I just don't understand. You can't see what everybody else is seeing.
Okay,
he can't be the main part.
I understand that you hate Russell Westbrook.
I don't hate him.
Yes, you
What
do.
do I hate about him?
Nobody hates.
I'm saying the same thing that everybody else is saying about him.
We're
Red,
being objective.
person in the world.
Coach, I have said the same thing that everybody else has said. What have I said about Westbrook that everybody else has not said about him?
Not once. And Rev will tell anybody, not once did I say he's going to be the main piece on any team. I never said he's going to be the main piece because I know he's 34, 35 years old. Never said he's going to be the main piece.
Yeah, but you defend him you defend him even when he mess up though.
That's what you did last night. You that man made 2 turnovers. You made it Facebook News. That's your first post. Look at that. You already costing the Clippers. Made it 2. Then after that, come on. You see, you always got to say something about it. No matter he ain't even playing for the Lakers, but you want to make it.
Okay, but what do my posts have to do with you keep defending him when he keeps putting teams in bad situations though?
I ain't put the Clippers in a bad situation.
7 turnovers plus a loss.
75.
Okay, was he putting my Lakers in bad situations?
I'm talking about last night. You talking about he keep putting how did he put him in a bad situation?
Okay, take away last night. Was he putting my Lakers in a bad situation when he played for us?
Liability, can't shoot. That's a situation in itself. He's a liability.
But understand this, Armani. You got several cats that can't shoot, and he ain't expected to come out there and be the one to be the main cog on the team.
But coach, you still defending him. Every time we say something, you just bring up somebody else instead of saying.
Just like you defend Kobe Bryant when Rev tried to tell him that LeBron is better than him. You try to make Kobe Bryant better than LeBron.
Everybody know that LeBron is better than Kobe now. No matter what I say, everybody know that LeBron is better than. How in the world can Kobe be better than LeBron when he a copycat of Michael Jordan?
Oh Lord, what need Rev?
Let me ask you this question, and I want your honest answer, Coach. Going back to Westbrook, playing for the Lakers. Now, no doubt LeBron initially wanted him. LeBron thought that Russ would probably cut down his load, where he would play more minutes. Russ would be able to control the team, and the team could do, adequately with him being able to play less minutes, but that didn't happen. Matter of fact, LeBron had to play more minutes than what was expected. So the question is, honestly speaking, did Russ fulfill the role that he was brought to LA to do?
No, because he's 34. And then also, he did what they asked him to do this last season before they let him go. They told him, now, ego, come off the bench. He shot that out and said, okay, I'll come off the bench. He did that. He did what they asked him to do. Like I said, he's not going to be all-star material anymore.
But let's say that. We applaud Russ for being a team guy this year. But let's look at the reality is they did not bring him expecting him to come off the bench. They brought him expecting to be the third guy. They needed him to be the third guy, and in some cases, Robin, because Anthony Davis gets hurt all the time, because of the salary that he's making. You don't bring Russ to come off the bench. Who's signing a player to come off the bench for $45 million?
But who's going to turn down that kind of salary?
But it's not about turning down. It's about the play. It's about the play. And we can't, talk about, well, he was a team guy. He was. But You don't bring him there to come off the bench for $45 million. That's the whole point. And at some point, you know, I love, you know, you're a loyal guy. Some woman needs to get you fast in a hurry because she never worry about you cheating. That's for sure. But at some point, we got to recognize a player of his caliber. Should he be on 5 different teams in 5 years? With his cachet, with his resume, he still has something in the tank. It ain't like, you know, he's just terrible. But there's something more that he doesn't have. And a lot of it is, let's just be honest, he doesn't have the best basketball IQ. Russ made his NBA living off having freakish athleticism. Now his athleticism is no longer on that elite level. And he's having to play basically off of his basketball IQ. And that is not up to par when you start talking about competing for championships. And this goes back to my point. I don't know why the Clippers want to sign him, because now they put themselves in a jam, because you do all of this to want him, but are you really going to want him playing down the stretch when you got to have a bucket to be made, when he doesn't have that freakish athleticism to break down the defense?
Nope. Okay, I'm hypothetical now. I'm asking a hypothetical question. If the Lakers don't make the playoffs,
maybe LeBron.
That's right. Whatever he's about to ask, man. Oh, all right, Coach, you ready for it?
If the Lakers don't make the playoffs, then what do we put as the factor in that if they're healthy? Now I'm talking about anybody getting in. I'm talking about if they're healthy, and the Clippers, you know, by some hook, they number 4 now, somehow get better and go to the I ain't gonna say the championship. I'll say Western Conference Finals. What is the agenda on that? And that's just a hypothetical. I'm not saying it's gonna happen, because both gonna think they can go.
Well, I can promise you, Westbrook won't be getting the credit if they make the Western Conference Finals.
So who gets the credit when the Lakers don't make the playoffs?
But
LeBron probably.
What could be said that what this is what could be said. The Clippers' playoff position was already established well before Russ got there.
Yep.
All right. Now, it could be argued that the Lakers waited too long to get rid of Westbrook because they're trying to make up ground in 20-plus games. Because this All-Star break is not really an All-Star break. 3/4 of the season is gone.
Yeah, it feels like it really. It makes it seem like it's a whole season left.
It's only 20-some-odd games. So you're asking the Lakers to make up so much ground in 20-some-odd games. So I don't know if Russ can get credit for the Clippers unless they become the number 1 seed or the number 2 seed. But I don't think Russ, you know, made that. The people might say that the Lakers were put in bad shape. Because say, for instance, the Lakers win 16 out of 22, and they missed the game. They missed getting into the playoffs by 1 game. That's a heck of a run, 16-6. The argument would be they should have got rid of Russell Westbrook a lot sooner. That's going to be the argument.
See,
that'd be my argument.
That's exactly the whole point, Rev. The reason I'm with Russ, and I'm in my comments on, the reason I'm with him is I don't like the fact that he's blamed for the total collapse of the Lakers. Just him. No other factor. Everybody throwing it on him. He did this. He didn't do that. He didn't do this. He didn't do that. when that's kind of unfair considering, you know, every one man does not destroy a team.
I think people realize he's not the sole factor. I think a lot of people would put the blame on Anthony Davis not being available. But the problem is when they have the whole crew together, the crew doesn't fit. That's the problem. When you have AD on the court, LeBron on the court, Russ on the court, it doesn't fit. And they're not winning as they should win with those 3 caliber players on a consistent basis. So that's the problem. Go ahead, Red.
Yeah, and another thing, like you say, Rev, look at how the Lakers played the last 2 games before the All-Star break and the game right after the All-Star break. And then look at the games we played when the Lakers were all together. It seems like those games, no matter how, if AD was healthy, Russ healthy, LeBron healthy, those games were always, no matter what they did, they were always close. They were always nail biters. They were always, you never knew what was going to happen. Are they going to go to overtime? Are the Lakers going to blow it in the 4th quarter? It was just always, these games were always too close to whereas now, I know it's just a short example, now I just feel like it's a more consistent type of game. You see what I'm saying? But before, we were worried about the Lakers blowing games in the 4th quarter. What a turnover's going to happen. And no, Coach, I'm not saying it was all Russ. It was the whole team. The whole team was not gelling together. But the team we got now, it seems like this team is – I just got a better feeling for this team now than the team before. And the team before, even the wins we got, they were hard-fought wins. You know what I'm saying? They never were no easy, comfortable wins. You know what I'm saying? We was always down to the wire, edge of your seat. If we make a one more mistake or the other team doesn't make a mistake, the game could go either way. So I just feel comfortable with the squad we have and now being more cohesive than the team before.
All right. We're going to end this. As Coach would say, stay tuned. We'll have more conversations about Russ going to the Clippers and seeing what the Lakers look like later on. It's halftime of the Red and Red Sports Show.
Stay tuned.
We've given you some good basketball talk. We got a little football coming your way, some more basketball, and a little baseball. So we'll be right back for the second half of the Red and Red Sports Show. And we are back for the second half of the Red and Rev Sports Show. There was a lot of conversation. When are we going to get a chance to blame LeBron for us? AD should stand for always detrimental. If he's automatically on injured reserve. They should tell AD to stay out the left line before he hurts himself. All right, so we see that AD is getting his share of blame as well. Gentlemen, we're going to go to 5 for 5. We're going to change the rules just a little bit today. 45 seconds each topic. So no 30 seconds solo screen, 15 seconds group screen. Hitting the mute button at 45 because we really got to do 5 for 5 on today. We got some hot hot topics. You got to hit it, quit it, move on to the next person. All right, let me cue up the 5 for 5 music so the VP won't get me. There he is. He's already waiting for it. Q Lunis. Yes, sirree, brother VP. All right, we're about to cue him up real quickly. We got our first topic coming up. And let's get ready. Rock and roll, gentlemen. Here we go. First topic. 5 for 5. Alabama and Brandon Miller. Oh, my goodness. Coach, let's start with you. You're on the clock. Ready? Go.
For the optics' sake, Brandon Miller should not even touch a basketball court. They should get it settled down. Even if it may bench free flow, watch. Court, you don't.
All right, we're going to come back to you, Coach. Your audio's bad. Go in and Red, go in. What you got?
Well, I understand this is a troubling situation. I hate to see these athletes involved in all these, good Lord, violent situations. But I got to be fair now. If the cops say that they're not charging him, no charges have been filed. Yeah, it's speculation, but no charges have been filed. Why take this man away from his job? He still has his future he's looking out for now. And I hate that his name is even associated with this. But if no charges are being filed, he's not arrested, let the man continue to do his job. He's still playing for his future now.
Armani.
It all depends on what happens after this. Honestly, if I was the coach, he'll be suspended indefinitely until we can figure out if he's really going to be charged or not. You just have to be safe. Apparently, you supplied the weapon that took another person's life. And for that, you definitely need to be at least sit out indefinitely for a season. So, yeah.
All right. Coach, your audio better?
Probably not.
We can hear you a little bit. Finish up. 15 seconds. Go.
Brandon Miller shouldn't even be on the basketball court.
Nope.
Not at all. He's something to watch because just the opposite of the whole thing is bad. His court and he lost her life.
Yep.
Keep him off the court.
All right. Let's see what Reverend Knight Nation has to say real quickly. Hit Coach's mute button and this.
Internet.
The optics are bad, but you don't want to infer he's guilty before he's tried. Alabama trying to win. They ain't worried about that dude buy a gun for his own boy. That's for sure. That's facts. Let the law do its due diligence. That coach knew about that gun. Anyone checking. Let me just give my 2 cents, then we move on to the next topic. I believe
I can fly.
You can understand why the team hadn't taken a position because he hadn't been legally charged with anything. But let's understand, if he were a bench player, he wouldn't be playing right now. Let's be honest.
Yeah, absolutely.
So this is Alabama's best chance to really make some noise, and they got one of the top players in the nation. So all of that is taken into the equation. But let him be some sub-ball player. He would be suspended, as Armani said, indefinitely.
Of course.
Hey, Ray, Armani, if that was one of Nick Saban's boys, would he suspend him?
No. I'm going to just be honest. No.
It just depends on how good he is.
Yeah. Not a starter. Not a starter.
If he was Tua, he ain't getting suspended.
He ain't getting suspended.
All right. Let's move on to the next topic. Dominique versus JJ. JJ basically saying, stop talking about how physical basketball was back in the 80s. It's measuring that level of physicality now. If not, even more. You got it, Red. What's your thoughts? Go with it.
I'm with Dominique 100% on this question. I'm even with Sam Mitchell 100% on this question because he was sitting next to Dominique when he kind of went off on this little rant. JJ, like you said, we all know you just protecting your generation of players as opposed to the old generation of players. But Dominique is right, dude. You are a complete moron. If you watch any games back in the day, there's no way you can say that today's games are more physical than yesterday's games when they completely check you and play defense completely how they wanted to. They can't play the same defense today like it could back in the day. So I know it's kind of ironic. Dominique, one of the most physical players, taking up for physicality, but he was right.
Armani, jump in there.
JJ, stay off the weed. Come on now. Back in the day, they used to knock you on your butt. You know, they didn't do about it. Come on now. Come on. You can go like this to somebody while they shoot, and it's a foul. I mean, come on. Like, seriously. We're going to talk about compare the eras of physicality from this era to last era. It's not even close. Get out of here, man.
Go jump in there.
JJ should stand for just joking. He should just tell everybody, I was just joking. Because old school and that'll Kurt Rambis and Kevin McHale. And Bill Lambier. End of story.
Ooh.
All right, let's see what Rev Night Nation.
Anthony Mason, Charles Oakley. Whew.
Yeah.
He said JJ rides hard for a generation. Can't hate it. He's just wrong. Bird didn't complain about the physicality because he knew what was up and he had the talent to counter the physical activity. JJ is smoking Red's good stuff. He can stay on that mid. JJ was wild in period. JJ would get killed in the old days. The music is a bit loud. Man, we used to be quiet, old man. Goodness gracious.
Behind the scenes producer or something?
Stay on my yard. Stay on my yard.
Lieutenant Sonar, I love that intro. Stay off the weed. I guess they heard that, Jerome. They heard that louder. It wasn't too loud. They heard Armani say stay off the weed. JJ and Red had the same deal. That California must be fire. Players were smoking Newports on the court.
You know all the new herbs, Vincent. Yeah.
Back in the day, they did smoke cigarettes, that's for sure. In the old days, JJ would be in equipment. All right, on to the next topic.
Well, Vincent no more herbs than Calvin Johnson.
Get ready. We're talking about time conscious baseball. That's what we're talking. Okay. Be ready. There's a clock now where pitchers have 15 seconds to deliver the ball, and by the 8-second mark, the batter has to be in the box. Big time Machado from San Diego got caught, and he was the first victim of a strike being given before a pitch was thrown because he wasn't settled in the batter's box. Is this good or bad time-conscious baseball? And as a matter of fact, the Mariners in San Diego game in spring training only lasted 2 hours and around 20-some-odd minutes. Is that good or bad for baseball? Lieutenant Sonar, it's on you, brother. I got 5 on it. Go with it.
I'm gonna say bad because it makes the game go by faster. Like, what are we doing? Why is this a thing now? I mean, it doesn't change that much of the trajectory of the game. A little bit, but I mean, come on now, fans pay good money to go see their baseball games, man. Let's not go ahead and cheat them out of that, man. Come on now. That's a bad move.
Go, you're the baseball aficionado. Good or bad for baseball? Your audio's bad for the Red and Red Sports Talk. We gotta come back to that. Your audio's bad for the Red and Red Sports Talk. Go ahead.
This is good for the fans. It might be bad for some baseball players because, you know, they got to change their way of thinking. You know, the players are going to have to make the biggest adjustment. But for the fans, this is good. Yeah, we pay our hard-earned money. That don't mean we pay our hard-earned money to be out there for 5 and 6 hours, especially when they go into extra innings and stuff. Man, please, I ain't trying to be at the baseball stadium all day now. I mean, folks have lives there. We want to go hang out with our girlfriends or go hang out and do something later on. We just want to be at the baseball stadium all day. So this timing thing is good. It speeds up the pitches. It forces the batter to be ready. All of this, all of that, all the pitches and all that. No, get ready. Let's play some baseball.
All right, Coach, you got 10 seconds. Is your audio better?
Nope.
All right, we'll skip you then. All right, let's see what Reverend Night Nation.
Coach, we need your opinion on this.
In 15 seconds, there's a pitcher at time to out at Pine Tar. Michael Pinata begs to differ. Some pitchers control issues this season. They will eventually judge. Speeding the game up, I get it. The batters with these long at-bat routines shorten it up to play ball.
Yeah.
This is a good thing. Some of these games are as long as it's still rolling. It's good. Get in.
Yes.
And I can eat at the Yard House at the Battery at a reasonable hour. Yeah.
Yes.
That is great for baseball. Batters stepping out after every pitch and pitchers taking all day for all that runs.
Yes.
Have you changed your take yet?
No.
I don't think you had much of a take before he had the question. But anyway, let's move on to the next topic for 5 for 5. Shady McCoy, Eric Bieniemy saga. We don't necessarily need to hear from Armani because we already heard from him during the dope moment. So, Red, you can take Armani time because we already know how he feels about Eric Bieniemy defending himself against Shady McCoy. So, what are your thoughts, Red? Go with it.
It was good he defended himself. Personally, I don't think he should have paid any attention to what Shady McCoy said. I mean, focus on your job at Washington. Forget Shady McCoy. But in the end, like I say, I mean, he made the move, so you can't do nothing but wish him good luck. Excuse me, Real. Personally, I think he should have stayed in KC, but I will applaud the move. In fact, he wants to prove that he can make a difference to our offense. Now, I warn you, Eric, if that offense in Washington ain't top 10 or is explosive as you had in KC, they coming after you. So I just hope you know when you made this move, what's going to happen with this move. You don't have an explosive offense in Washington. They are coming after you, my brother. So your offense had better be just as explosive as that offense was in KC. Boy, my man, this was a bad move, and you're not going to get a head coaching job unless that offense in Washington is explosive. I mean, so explosive, people going to be like, wow, Eric Bieniemy really did make an imprint on that KC offense.
Eric Bieniemy has Carson Wentz. That's all you need to know. He got Carson Wentz. That's all you need to know. End of story. From Pat Mahomes to Carson Wentz. That's the book. I know you read from Pat Mahomes to Carson Wentz. The downfall of a black coach. That's all it needs.
Are you on Shady side or Eric Bieniemy side?
Little of both. Shady is a bit ex-girlfriend who obviously didn't get the ball enough when he was, and he blames Eric Bieniemy. But Bieniemy, I'm with you. I don't think he's that bad a coach.
All right, Armani, you already said your piece. All right, so we thank you for your take earlier in the show. All right, did anyone understand EB or did a ghostwriter articulate his thoughts on being petty? EB, pressure is on you. Fight for equality, QB. That will make or break you, bruh. Did anyone already got that one? Jay Shannon, we'll find out if EB can call plays or not because I wholeheartedly believe Andy was still calling most of the games in KC. That's why he had to leave right there. Shady McCoy is a bad dressing, washed up player. He's a pure hater and is very bad on FS1. So take it. You don't like him on speak. All right. Shady can't be taken seriously. He thinks Aaron Donald is better than Lawrence Taylor. All right. So y'all tell us how you really feel about Shady. All right, now get ready, Coach. We need your audio to be on point right here. Did Russell Wilson want Pete Carroll fired? Was he lying or you think he's telling the truth? Let me cue the music. Here we go. Coach, what's your thoughts? You got it. All right, we got to come back to you, Coach. The audio is killing you right now. Go with it.
I don't think they were lying, but I think it was a moot point because it wasn't gonna happen, and it's a moot point now because Russ not even there no more. Like I say, I agree. There's some folks in the media. Russell, you got some enemies out there, buddy. Because some folks in the media are definitely trying to attack your character, but you're not blameless for this now. Your behavior behind the scenes and this diva-like behavior, that's not helping the situation. But you definitely have some enemies in the media, Russ, because they seem like they're going to drop everything. They keeping stories in their back pocket to drop just at the right time. So, Russ, you better be careful, man, because you definitely got some folks out there that are against you, and they can't wait to drop any bad story about you. So I just say, watch yourself, be careful, because you definitely have some folks that are against you out there. But go ahead, Armani.
I mean, everybody can't be lying.
Yeah.
Everybody can't be lying. Marshawn, the whole Legion of Broom kind of, you know what I mean, when it came at him a certain way. Everybody can't be telling a lie. So I'm going to say he probably said something to the owner about it, and then it got back to Pete in the gym. But he had something to do with it. Even if he didn't come out and say it as direct, he probably said it indirect.
Go. Your audio is speaking in tongues. I'm sorry, I can't do it. Yeah, man, we got a Ranger collection of coaches' audio, man. This is it's bad. All right, let's see what Reverend Nation has to say. Nick Saban Jr., what's going on?
What's up, buddy?
Too many people saying similar things with everybody in line. I think Russ wanted more control, not necessarily want to be fired. These folks still hating on Russ because he got Sierra. Dear Lord, we come past ugly yeah. Russell probably wanted Pete fired. He made that call at the goal line. Pete would have had to fire me for calling the audible to give beast mode to PL one more time.
That could be the root of a lot of it. That's the root of a lot of it.
Let's be real. Let's be real, man. That man wanted to fire. And when they saw Seattle wasn't about the buds, they realized he got to go because Russ got mad because Pete Corral wouldn't let Russ cook. Because Pete Corral knew letting Russ cook meant bad things for Seattle Seahawks.
You're going to spoil the meal if you let Russ cook.
Yeah, exactly. He saw what that menu looked like, and he said, no, I need another chef. I need to get the ball to the people who can run the ball and let Russ be a play-action quarterback, and that's where he's had most of his success. So bottom line is we all know that man wanted Pete Carroll fired. That's why he had no problem being traded. Why would you be so glad to be traded when you're leaving the franchise you helped win a Super Bowl championship? The franchise that gave you the shot. Pete Carroll put his coaching legacy on the line by allowing him to start over somebody they just signed to a major contract. So why would you want to leave him if you didn't want him fired? Stop it, man. See, like Russell Wilson, man, is that guy that people consider to be a phony Christian right there.
Oh, yeah.
You know, he smiles in your face, and then you know he backstabbing behind closed doors.
Hey, Rev, that's that Sierra love right there, man.
Russ don't cook with seasoning. All right, man. Coach, we're going to try you one more time. Pete Carroll didn't have those goodies. He had to go. All right. Coach, we're going to try you one more time.
Can you hear me, Reverend?
Yeah, go ahead.
How dare you call Russell Wilson a phony Christian? How dare you? He's an honest man who does things so perfectly on the field. He doesn't cause any problems off the field. He has a loving wife, beautiful children. And you attacking his Christianity is very, very rude of you. He did nothing.
Did I say he's not a Christian? I say he's like a phony Christian. I say he's like
could be phony at all. And Rev, can you hear me, Rev?
Yeah, 10 more seconds.
When you see Jerome, tell him don't worry about my audio. Tell him to worry about his church services lasting 6-7 hours. Because the sermon lasts 5 of them, because he got to read it out through the dictionary. Tell him.
Vincent said, Coach used his insurance, man, coming by Grandpa's house.
That's the best way. Yeah, Jerome, I'm through with you, Jerome. I don't like you anymore.
All right, man, that's pretty good. Rev, you need to repent. All right, I am. I'm repenting because I say he's like a phony Christian. Russ is the Derek Jackson of the NFL. All right. Here we go, man.
Baby. That ain't gonna be happening no more.
Who has the right to do what, when, where, and how as we get out of here? Who wants at it?
Oh, okay. Joy Taylor, you have the right to be a guest on the Red and Rev Talk Show. I have finally succumbed. I have finally come on board. You can talk sports now, babe. After listening to that crap that Shady McCoy was talking this week, man, please. I don't want to hear him ever again. I just listen to you now. So sorry what I said about you last week, Joy. And I said you have the right to go away, but now you have the right to stay. And actually, come on and talk to your boy Red on the Red and Red Sports Show. I'm waiting for you, Joy. I'll be waiting, my dear.
She must have looked good all week this week.
Sure
That's why he
did.
said his tune. Who has
Boy,
the right to do what, where, how? Coach, let's try to. Your audio was sounding good, so we'll try it this time.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, go ahead.
NCAA basketball is getting near that time, baby.
Man.
March is upon us. Time for you to get your big guns out and get your big game going and let your showcase team show why they getting ready to put on a show.
All right.
Oh,
Yeah.
Sister Jean. Ah.
Armani, who has the right to do what, when, where, how?
I know I'm gonna sound bandwagon for this, but Alabama basketball, y'all got the right to go ahead and take this thing on home. Go to the tournament and bring home a national championship in basketball, man. I'm gonna jump on the bandwagon for this year. I'm gonna do it.
Man, that's mighty fine of you to wait till they finally have a decent team.
Exactly.
That's what you did with the Chiefs.
No, I stuck with the Chiefs.
No.
Hold on, time out. I went with the Chiefs like after 6 games in the season. I didn't wait till almost the playoffs. All right, let's be clear.
Didn't Pat Mahomes have a Super Bowl already?
He did, but I didn't rock with him right after they won the Super Bowl. I waited 6 games. I waited for your quarterback to be played like trash for 2 weeks in a row before I said I had enough. And I stayed with Mahomes, even when they lost in the Super Bowl, even when I had people like Jerome Case and other folks say I was a curse, I stayed with them. Now, the key test will be, will you stay with them in the years to come? That's the true test. And I rock with Mahomes. All right. Coach has the right to
Oh, wow.
You have the right to check Red's vitals. He's giving Joy Taylor her props. Red, you have the right to shoot your shot at Joy Taylor. I ain't mad at you. All right. And I'm going to take a Lakers. You have the right. Lakers, you have the right to show that you're really a team to be reckoned with tomorrow. You play against Luka and you play against Kyrie. We want to see you play against some dogs this week to really see if you all are the real deal. So you have the right to show us that you're the real deal this week.
Don't worry, Real. I'll be here watching over my boys this week. I'm off this week. I'm going to make sure we're going to get back in this thing. I promise you, we are going to get back in this thing. You see this jersey? Lakers, we back in it. We're going to get back in it, man. It ain't over. Our money. Hey, yes, y'all boy LeBron. Well, we're going to see now because I need him now. Come on, GOAT. Show me that GOAT. I want to see that GOAT tomorrow. That's right, Real. We want to see GOAT James the rest of the season. I want to see GOAT James, not Billy GOAT, the real GOAT. You hear me, all money? Because if I don't see it, I'm coming for you.
All right, man. Reverend Night Nation, thanks so much for chiming in. You all have been a huge help to make the Red and Red Sports Show what it is. And thank you all again for showing up and showing out. The VP has slammed down the gavel to end another California Hocus Pocus session for the Red and Red Sports Show. Great eye contact, fellas. Have a good week. All right, man. Be blessed, everybody. Red Roll, stop hating on Go Jays. All right. Y'all have a great week, man. Thanks so much. See y'all next week. Same time. Red and Red Sports Show coming to you.
Billy Goat, Billy Goat, Billy
Next
Goat.
week.